Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Arsenal Reaction Show, courtesy of FDB Sports. I'm joined here with Travis and Trevor. Gents, how are you?
All good, ready to go.
Yeah, not too bad.
It's going to be an interesting one, I can
Mm.
tell. Well, anyway, Trevor, do you want to kick us off? What's your match thoughts of today's game?
Okay, so first and foremost, I'll start with the lineup, really. I expected changes because I think what he's doing now, he is prioritising that Europa. I expected changes, but what I wanted to see more than anything, right, is some kind of stability or continuation with the back four. I'm happy that Tierney came back in. But I didn't expect to be both central defenders. I expected one to be changed, and I actually thought he might actually put Cedric at right back and probably kept Gabriel or Luis, one of them two in, maybe with another. And for me, that was other than that, I was happy with the lineup, but I think the central defense is what killed us in the first couple of minutes because the goal really and truly. How can you concede a goal like that? I understand if it's someone like Andy Carroll or what have you, towering header at the far post, whatever. But Raheem Sterling, he's probably the shortest player on the park, getting between Bella and Holding to head Man City in the lead. And the thing is that we was given a warning 30 seconds or 40 seconds in and didn't heed that, and that frailty and that indecision and not knowing, not having that stability at the back, that's what's killed us ultimately in the game. And I'm frustrated. I'm really frustrated, to be honest. Opportunity there to actually get a point at the very least, to get a point. So I'm just a bit frustrated at the minute right now. Yeah,
Definitely a missed opportunity. I mean, we were sat pretty at 10th, if you want to put it that way. We could have gone 8th. Yeah, Aston Villa got a couple of games in hand. Tottenham lost to West Ham. It could have been a good start to claw back some points. Sixth looked optimistic, but it looked doable. I mean, it's only 1-0 to Man City. I mean, they are on an astonishing run. But the silly first 2 minutes, and we conceded a silly goal. But for the first 35 minutes, when we're on the back foot, we're at the Emirates. We should be pressing them, and we should be making
too much respect. Too much respect.
Exactly. There is far too much respect given to oppositions like Man City and Liverpool and Man United. They should be treated as any other team. We should go out there, press them, go for the jugular. The first 20 minutes, you're at home. Yeah, there's no fans, but this is supposed to be our fortress. We shouldn't be
six unbeaten at home.
Exactly. We shouldn't be getting turned over in 2 minutes at the Emirates. It's ridiculous. Yeah. And then 35 minutes passed, they stopped having so much possession. We looked a bit more comfortable. I didn't want the first half to end because it's always typical of the Emirates. The first half, we come to 40 minutes, we started getting into the game. I don't want the game to end, but it's going to end. Now, they came out of the blocks in the second half, fair play. We held them. But Rob Holding, he undone his mistake and he looked decent. But I don't understand how we couldn't capitalise. They weren't playing football for a good 20 minutes, 30 minutes during that game. We could have easily got them on the back foot and just bagged one. A draw, I've been happy with that, but it's just typical Arsenal now. I don't expect us to beat teams when we go 1-0 down in 2 minutes. It's just put us out. Travis, you got anything to add?
I've got a lot to add, man. Okay, let me get started. First things first, team selection. It looks like he's prioritising Europa League. He changed the centre-back pair and he wanted to pick a solid side, experienced side, but it seems like he's favouring Benfica because if he wanted to win this game, Smith Rowe would have started, point blank, period. He's our chief creator. As good as Odegaard has been, Smith Rowe's been the catalyst for the change. Since he's come in, he connects everything. He takes everything another gear. So by him not starting, that shows a lot for me. Second thing is, this was a big game for me, for Arteta's tenure, because we know when we concede first, we don't win. We just don't. The only time we've come back from a loss was against, I think it was it West? No, was it West? Who was it? I think it was Sheffield United. I'm not entirely sure who it was, but we've only come back from a losing position once. That means when the team scores first, we usually lose. Okay, so the fact that they came so timid, so weak, such pathetic, that they showed them so much respect. It was like a royal walked into that room because they weren't pressing aggressively. But I don't know if that was instructed from Arteta to not get overzealous, because we know our track record with yellow cards and disciplinary. So don't go overzealous, just keep calm and don't press too aggressively early on. But we showed when you attack City, because they don't have athletes anymore. They don't have the Yaya Tourés anymore. They don't have the Vincent Kompany's anymore. Apart from the two centre backs, everyone else are quite diminutive and small. You can get at them. Get at them and don't let them pull out. And we did the complete opposite today. We didn't let them play. You can't let Manchester City play and dictate the game. The first 30 minutes was embarrassing. And that was a testament to Arteta as a manager. And I think he is not the right man. He's got 6 games to save his job. I think if he has a bad run of games against this top 6 opposition, he needs to get the hell out of the club. He ain't the man for the job.
The next few games definitely are big. Did you know one thing that really kind of frustrates me, right? And shows how far now that we've come down. And I'm not sure if you caught onto it, but Gary Neville on the commentary said that it was a bit like Man City were like Mayweather. You know how they were managing the game. You know, they were going through the whole. You know how Mayweather basically boxes the whole
defensive genius.
Do you know what I mean? But he's got it under control. And that frustrated me. I'm like, come on, guys, score a goal. Let's see what they're like under a little bit of pressure. And if they really are, you know, that kind of Mayweather, and really, if they really are managing or dealing with us at arm's length, you know, when you're dealing with a little kid or whatever, you're just holding them there and everything, you know, and then have a kid swinging or whatever. And that really frustrated me. And it just shows really that there's levels between us and Man City, and we've got a huge mountain to climb for us to get anywhere near them. And that really kind of peed me off, really, the fact that it took so long to bring Ceballos on, right? You're 1-0 down, right? 60 minutes hits, right? Do you know what? Let's start play. Bring Ceballos on. Take Anoni off. Let's have a, you know, start having a go at them and start getting hold of the ball and having a go at them. And it really kind of like I'm frustrated, boys. I'm frustrated. I really am.
Impotent is the word I'm thinking of, because at no point did I think we were close to actually scoring a goal. Like we had, I saw 4 attempts in the second half, but did you ever think we was going to score any of those attempts? No. I didn't. I literally thought to myself, I think only West Brom have scored less goals than us in the final 15 minutes. That shows us what we're capable of in the latter stages of the game. I didn't think we were going to get a result there. I knew it was over. As soon as they scored first, I said, bam, damn, that's it, game done. Romeo done, finished. Because if Aubameyang or Saka don't score, there's no goals. We're bereft of goals. There's where the goals going to come from. I remember back in the heyday, you had Pires, you had Longberg, you had Vieira chipping in, you had Bergkamp, you had Henry. It's literally Saka or Aubameyang or Lacazette. I have to put him in there too. Otherwise, we can't score goals. There's no goals in the team.
Aubameyang was poor today, to be fair. I think he was poor today.
What about Benfica, though? He was poor at Benfica as well. It's not so much he was tired. I think that he bagged his hat-trick.
His first touch, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Nick, welcome. You got any you want to add?
You right, lads?
Absolutely
disgusted, man. I followed Arsenal all over the country, man. Sorry I'm late, by the way. I couldn't get on my laptop, so I've had to do it on the phone. I followed Arsenal all over the shop from the mid-80s. Listen, I'm just going to say it like this. We are Arsenal Football Club. I can't be dealing with that shit. Just let's not get beat 4-5-0. Do you know? I'm telling you now, the one player that had a bit of balls today for me was Xhaka, because he wanted the ball.
Yeah.
Saka as well. And Tierney had a good little spell. The rest is shocking, man. Do you know what? I'm not even going to go on about the team. Maybe it's the way they play the game, but that was just let's not get beat by 4 or 5, and let's not lay a finger on them. And what you said, Trev, was so insulting by Gary Neville. And I think the man genuinely likes Arsenal Football Club. I think he's got respect there because he always talks highly of them because they were a massive rival.
As an institution, as a club, as a historical, but everyone has massive respect for Arsenal.
What he said was so true. And what Travis said earlier, what I picked up on, you know what, with Arteta, I like him. I thought he was going in the right way, but I don't expect to lose 11 games. Now, call me that's being snobby or what. With Arsenal Football
No, I
Club,
agree, mate. I agree.
Saying, I don't expect 11 defeats in a season. And to not lay a glove on Man City. And you know what? I know all the media got their tongues up Manchester City's arse. Are they really that great? Really?
We didn't get at them. We didn't put them under enough pressure. I mean, you got players like look. I don't rate that Shinchenko or whatever. Do you know what I mean? There's certain players, and look, we know Stones' history. Fair enough, he's coming to a good bit of form, but put him under some proper severe pressure. You know, he's known for making mistakes. He's known for misplacing pass. But why didn't we pray? Why? You know, we just first half we let them have so much time on the ball. Where as soon as we got the ball, they were pressing. You know, fair enough. Look, Man City's work rate is second to none. But the fact of the matter is that I know they're good players and I know that they can, you know, move teams about or whatever. But we was giving them so much respect. You know, they were kind of like having a ball, putting their foot on top of the ball, shifting it one way, shifting it, having a look, whatever. You know, and they got options. Someone go in there. And you know what? The one thing I did like, right, is when it took until David Luiz to come on to give Diaz a
yeah, man, exactly.
It just wound me up. You know, someone as you say, lay a glove on them, hit them, let them know they're in the game, and it's not going to be easy. Come on, it's our home, and certain players should be actually playing to play well. The one important game we really got left of the season is on Thursday.
Benfica, and for me, go on.
Can I ask, if we lose this Benfica game, is that done? Is that him done?
No, see, let me answer this one because I just want to say one final point in the City game. I thought the way they played us the first 30 minutes was so disrespectful because you had Diaz and John Stones outside of our box. Do you know how disrespectful that is when your two centre backs are outside of our box, running around, passing the ball, you know, just doing their little dribbles, running past 3-4 players? Do you know how embarrassing that is at the Emirates when their two centre backs are just strolling around, passing it around like Hollywood passes and that? Can you imagine Vieira letting that happen? No. Or any of the old guard, Tony Adams, seeing another centre back dribbling up the field? And the fact that we can't counter it, you've got Cancelo, who's a right back, all in. I know it's part of their tactics, but you game plan for that kind of stuff. You can't have these guys just waltzing around, and Sterling being one of the quieter players in the games, apart from his header in the first 3 minutes. I think Arteta needs to have a good look at his tactics because he knows City. And what makes it worse is I know exactly what he's going to say. He's going to come out and say, we played extremely well in the second half. We dominated large part. We lost, man. Who cares about dominating?
Yeah, that's going to wind me out. I don't even listen to him anymore. I don't.
It's just the L. That's what no one cares. I would rather play shockingly poor and get 3 points. No one cares how we play. And he's going to say the same thing again. We controlled large parts of the game. We just didn't convert our chance. That's your fault.
The chances what we had were at best half chances. The chances that we had were at best.
That's what guts me so much, right? I can come out. I remember when we played Man United at home and we lost 3-1 under Wenger. I remember I was at the game and I come out. I was proud of the team because they absolutely battered them. De Gea had a stormer, man, but we lost 3-1 or 3-2. I remember Sanchez, I think, scored, or Ramsey. Anyway, it don't matter. But I come out and I thought, you know what? As long as we're going for it, you're not going to win every game. That's life. When I see that pile of shit just now, like I say, with Arsenal Football Club, and you don't lay a finger on them. You haven't got the bottle. Not one of you's got the bottle to make that third run or pick that pass
Mm.
that bit earlier, or beat the man. But like I say, Xhaka, they probably get a little squeeze from me with it, but the rest can, and Tierney, but the rest can just. No,
Pepe had a shocker. How many? Like I've been an advocate of Pepe. I said in there somewhere there's world class potential in there somewhere. If you look close enough, there's potential. But today he was shocking. He offered absolutely nothing down the right side of the pitch. It was like he wasn't in the game. I forgot he was in the game. I'm like, it's Pepe. When they took him off, I'm like, he's still on the pitch. he did nothing. And how many times can I defend him? Because my brother's been slating him off as the biggest waste of money, 72 million down the drain, mismanagement of funds, and we'll probably get nothing back for him. He's probably going to leave on a free in 3 years.
And I'll tell you another thing with that, with the Pepe thing, right? I don't know about you guys, but I've been thinking that Saka on the right has looked amazing. And when Pepe's had his chance on the left, he's looked half decent.
He's done better on the left.
That's true.
Why did they start? Look, I get the left foot, right foot thing where Saka's left. That's what I'm saying. That's why I prefer him on the right. He can come in, shoot with his left, cut in. And I know Pepe's all about left foot, but he is so left-footed. It probably does benefit him to play on the left. So I didn't get why they swapped wings in such. In the
it would have been a good look to see them try and go at the outside of the Man City defense. But I don't know. You know, after the Benfica game, you know, for the reaction to that, I kind of like said that I didn't want us to lose this game. And I wanted a good performance for him to get some kind of semblance of how we're going to look going forward and stuff. And right now, I'm a bit, I'm disappointed, to be honest.
Can I ask you 3 questions, lads? Each one of you, and you reply. Arteta's been there now, what, year and a half? Okay. Now I see like the structure of the team, blah, blah, blah. I get we've got better defensively, but do you think we're that much better off than where you thought we would be a year and a half ago?
No. Let me tell you now. We spoke about this before. He's no better than Unai Emery. Unai Emery would go out there, attack and get some goals. Don't get me wrong, when Wenger was involved, we played beautiful football. We'd go out there and play beautiful football. We still get tanned, we still lose, we still never make it to the final, but we play beautiful football. Whenever anyone ever spoke about Arsenal, you know, the tiki-taka football, the Wenger ball, it was wonderful, it was lovely. There's only so long you can watch beautiful football and still get smashed by these bigger teams and win nothing. So Unai Emery come in, you know, he done pretty well in the Europa League. I thought, okay, we might have a little chance here. You know, we look quite tasty. You know, we got a semi-final, got a final, lost to Chelsea. You know, I thought, all right, cool. And then he went, and then Arteta came in. You know, we won the FA Cup, we won the Community Shield. I thought, cool, this could be something. You know, he's learnt from Guardiola. He's got a bit of Wenger in him. He's played under Wenger. You know, the defense is sorted out. That's all A-OK because we've always been able to bag goals, but we've always a leaky defense. But now we're so watertight at the back. We've got one of the best defensive records in the season that I've not seen for years.
With 2 flips up top.
We've got Aubameyang, we've got Lacazette, we've got Gabriel Martinelli, who's fantastic in before his injury. We've got young Saka on the left. Eddie Nketiah is the under-21's record goal scorer for England. You've got Balogun sat there who's not even getting a chance, and we can't even score one goal. What is going on? I don't understand how many players you've got to have in these positions for us to not do anything.
Do you know what? I think we touched on it midweek, and it was so apt today. Our midfield area right now has been the worst it's been for a good number of years. I can't remember a worse midfield right now.
Absolutely. I think El Nini is so negative. A couple of times, you need to move and progress the ball a lot faster than he does. He takes 2 or 3 touches to decide where am I going to pass the ball. And then usually he goes backwards or sideways. You can't have a centre midfielder, especially when you're playing along with because I thought Xhaka was okay today because he always tries to go forward. That's the difference between him and El Nini. Forward, and you try and make clever passes. But with Xhaka, his lack of mobility gets him found out. That's why he gets into car trouble all the time because he just can't move. So the fact that Danny didn't start today was huge. I thought, why?
Yes,
You take off our two best creators for no reason.
I mean, look, I can understand why Elneny played. I understand it. I
Why?
get it.
Explain to me. Just because.
Okay.
What was the motivation?
I think the reason why he played because of his ability to shut down and to to harry players and to for interceptions, etc., etc. However, we've sent
How
out
did that work today?
No, that's what I'm saying. We've sent out two players who do that better than him on loan.
That's
Torreira
true.
and Guendouzi.
That's
right?
true. Good point.
And for some unknown reason, those two are on loan, and one of them we could have done with one of them today, to be honest. And as I said, our midfield area, right, this season has been the poorest it's been for, I would say, decades.
That's fair.
We go back to 2010. You have people like Hleb, Riziki, Cazorla, Alex Song or what have you. And then even going back then, and you go to Gilberto Silva, Vieira and stuff, Petit, Vieira, so on. But now we're dealing with flipping Xhaka and as your midfield to go up against Man City. And to be fair, we had a soft centre today, I believe.
I tell you what, right? When we're losing a game, right? I always say, last 25 minutes, take the CDMs off, go and attack, right? To me, this season is that halfway point now. We've got nothing to lose if we go and attack these big teams. Why are we paying City so much respect? They're clear at the top. They're no, to us, we're no bother to them. Yeah, they're going to step us aside and carry on and go and win the league. So why would you then put, I'm going to take Ceballos off, I'm going to take Emil Smith-Rowe off, the ones that are actually creating something on the pitch. I'm going to put Elneny and Xhaka, which are the two most static players in the world, in front of my makeshift centre-back when I've got so many decent centre-backs that are available that you can't even make a pairing. Yeah. Why would you do that? This rest of this season, we've just got to go attack. We've got Leicester. Yeah. Leicester are going to tear us apart if we play like that. Man City
see them today. Yeah.
Poor. They were poor today, compared to what they have been. It's ridiculous. We need to go out there and attack now. It's a shame Partey's not here. It's ridiculous.
I'm hoping the reason why he didn't play today was just to keep him for Thursday and to make sure that he is available without any setbacks for the Thursday game. However, it would have been nice to kind of see him to play for, what they did with De Bruyne, play 60 minutes, prove his fitness ahead of that game. But it's going to be touch and go whether he is involved on Thursday. I'm not so sure, to be honest.
That's
a problem there.
Let's highlight Aubameyang's performance because I think we need to talk about him. And I love Aubameyang. I'm a big Aubameyang fan. I can't lie to you. I love him. I love his flair, his favour. He's been one of the positive signings we've had in the last 3 years. But he's been shocking this season. Really, really, really poor. I mean, if we were to go out in the Europa League, he would be responsible. It's a team sport, so I hate blaming one player. But he should have had a hat-trick last game. And today it was more nothing. He huffs and puffs. And there's so little end product. Because we kept on saying before, well, no one's creating chances for him. You need to create chances for him. Last game, we created enough chances. He did nothing with them. And this game, they were kind of like half chances. But I just felt he just fades into games. And he doesn't stand up. It shouldn't be a 19-year-old demanding the ball, trying to make things happen all the time.
Mm-hmm.
He's the highest paid player in the club. He's the captain of the club. He needs to lead by example because even Henry used to have bad games, but I can't remember Henry just disappearing like this. Sometimes it's like, what are you doing on the pitch?
Do you know what, though? To be fair to him, okay, I'm with you, but the guy's a poacher. He scores goals.
Yeah. He doesn't do?
He needs chances, and we had one today. And Saka got the ball and he showed pace like he used to show the pace at Borussia. He was in front of Diaz and Stones, and all Saka had to do was lay him in, and he played this stupid ball over to Pepe.
Yeah.
And that could have been a one chance, and he buries it. the 3 chances on Thursday night, yeah, I'm with you. I don't know if his head's right, but I'm of the belief with him. Look, man, he's got credit in the bank massively. His goals per game's great.
Yeah.
But he's 32. And I would start looking at other options, because the one thing with him...
This is what I was going to say. I mean, last season he was different pedigree, but I think that was probably going to be his best season he's going to have in a long time. Because look at John Stones beat him in a foot race today and bullied him off the ball. Aubameyang at Borussia Dortmund would have shone down that left-hand side and got the ball into the box. He's got tired legs. Like, he's 32 years old. Don't get me wrong. If you put him in front of a goal, 9 times out of 10 he's going to score. But he's not. He's not got the football aspect about him anymore. You know, he's not as quick.
That's exactly what I wanted. I agree with that 100%, because what I think Aubameyang hasn't got, and what the difference. Why I can see now why Arteta was putting him out onto the left. Aubameyang is not a back to the goal player.
Yeah.
You look at his touches today when he was trying to think. Oh mate, he kept giving. He can't hold the ball.
He had a
up.
shocker.
He can't hold the ball up, right? That's not. But to be fair, that's not his game. He gets on the end of things. His movement, no one can touch him for movement right now today. His movement and everything, and getting on. But he needs, as you say, he needs that service. Now the problem with what he has right now, and I can understand why Arteta was putting him out on the left, because he understands that he's not your. Lacazette is better at doing that type of play, and and fitting into that option of your back to the goal kind of player, holding it, playing it. But then, hey, we release probably the best in our Premier League at doing that right now, isn't it? Really, in Giroud. So, but listen, I think it might be an idea to. I don't know. I'm thinking maybe have your Aubameyang on the left, Lacazette in the middle, and Saka on the right, starting on Thursday with Smith Rowe behind them. Give Odegaard a little rest, and let's see how we go. Because I think we need to start seeing Lacazette and Aubameyang start playing together. I
don't know. The thing is, with Aubameyang at 32, you can't have him back in left back position, trying to chase down and press, defending. He should stay up top. I think any player over 30, strikers especially, they need to just stay up top. He can't be chasing down the pitch, trying to chase the ball, because you see it. He looks shattered by the 60th minute. And I'm thinking, like, how are we going to get into this game if you're tired now?
Yeah. But it's frustrating me. His touch was frustrating me today, and I just don't think he's that type of player. Yeah, it was poor.
He gave it to them 4 or 5 times.
Yeah. And it was like that in Benfica as well. Against Benfica, it was pretty much the same thing. Nothing sticks with him. It doesn't stick. And to be fair, that's not his strength. That's not his game. Listen, I'm not saying that he shouldn't be able to do that, because he should, but that's not one of his strengths. And we've got better players in the squad, i.e. Lacazette, who can do that. And if that type of thing is so important to Arteta's play, then maybe it might be something that he thinks about, with he plays Lacazette through the middle regardless, and shifts Aubameyang to the left and has Saka to the right.
The issue with Lacazette up top, as much as I like his holding up play, I didn't realise how slow he was. You can see when we try and do quick counter attack, he's slow to get out the field, and then he gets to the box about 10 minutes later than everyone else, and he's like, when someone crosses it in, a decent ball, he points like, you should have cut it back to me. And everyone's looking at it like, bro, you're like 10 yards behind. Like, how am I supposed to cut it back there? So if he had a bit more pace, he would be a start for me.
I think if you have Lacazette, Pepe, and Saka, up top as a 3 or whatever, or Lacazette, Odegaard or Smith Rowe, whatever, you're not. See, the difference with having Aubameyang playing on the left is that you would expect, if the ball's on the right or one on the other side, Aubameyang would get in the box if he's playing on the left, and he'll have that mindset to get in the box and try and get onto the end or something. Whereas the other guys won't have that killer instinct to do that. I think it wouldn't surprise me if he plays Lacazette, Aubameyang, and Saka up top against Benfica Benfica. It won't surprise me in the slightest.
The only problem with that is Lacazette's hold-up play is brilliant, and they bounce off each other and play well, because they did, like, in Europa League many seasons. They've done. They've really shone, but you don't know what Lacazette's going to turn up. Are we going to see that false nine, or are we going to see that hold-up striker? If Lacazette turns up on the day and he links, I've seen him score some wonderful team effort goals. He links up. He's got that one-touch ability, a bit like Giroud, but it's getting Aubameyang out of that left-hand side and Pepe off that right-hand side, or Saka, whoever's there, and into the box. Because if Lacazette's in the box, I guarantee you there's no one in front of him. He's got to go left, he's got to go longer. And they don't play the simple pass, just think it to the cam and try and turn around and get into the box. I never see it. I never see the 1-2 anymore. It's I'm going to go left, I'm going to feint and go right. Oh no, there's too many defenders over there, I'm just going to pass back to the defender. It's always backwards, forwards. And we just need to see a bit of change.
I'm trying to think of the formation Emery used to play in Europa when he had Lacazette. I know about top. Was it a 2 up top, or was
he
it
played two? He played the two. Sometimes you play him on the left. I think it was, who was it?
It was a 4-2-3-1.
Because I'm looking at the game. And do you remember the game we had against Valencia? It was at the semi. So I'm thinking, because where Aubameyang scored that goal, from outside the box,
Lacazette headed
off the left. Yeah, but that's the thing. So would they play the 2 up? He didn't come off the left though from that goal.
Nah, they were playing flexible. They kind of like,
was it a 2 up top?
Yeah. Right. Lacazette just headed it on and Aubameyang got on the end of it. Yeah.
So it'll be good to see, but look, Arteta has his way of playing, man, and I don't know. I think he needs to rethink. It's not working with Aubameyang. I think as much as it pains me to say,
with Arteta either. Like, that's our 5th home loss. That's the worst ever. He's got the lowest win rate out of all the managers in the last 30 years. That's terrible. He's got 11 losses. That's the worst in the last 20 years. He's literally. I don't think he's the right man for the job. I clearly just don't think he's the right man.
I think that's a serious question, Travis. I mean, it's a serious question. Is he the man for the job? Do
you think he will make the team better next year? What can actually improve? Because he's got 2 albatross contracts. He's got Willian on God knows how much, Aubameyang on God knows how much. So he's not going to have a lot of money because obviously there's no fans. And if there's no European football, what's the budget going to be? 15 million? So we can't keep looking to the academy young players like Smith Rowe to carry us to glory days again. They can only do so much. They're exceptional players, but how far can we go?
I think he's got till the end of the season and see where we are then.
I heard that.
Is that your personal thing, or do you think that's what the board are saying?
That's my personal thing, but if it all goes down the pan, then I don't think the board can't. Come on, man! If you're not seeing progress.
Yeah, they can't. Look what they've done to Unai Emery. Like, they can't let that slip. Like, if we get no top 6, no European football, they can't let that slide. That's
the thing. That's the thing. My question is, so at the start of the season, they must have sat down. Okay, targets. What's acceptable? What's unacceptable? Unacceptable, I would say, is right now where we are, 10th or 11th, with nothing.
Remember,
no European football or whatever.
Remember as well. You take that first lockdown, it's kind of had that. I can't be going with no pre-season. They kind of had. They have had a pre-season,
an extended season, didn't they?
Do you get what I'm saying? So there's been time to go on the pitch and do your stuff. And this is my point. If we don't bring it back, that Europa League, and we don't finish like a steam train.
Listen, we've got to finish 6th. Bottom line, if we don't win Europa, we have to finish 6th. Now, my thing is that I think it might be a good thing for us to be out of Europe. If we don't win Europa League and get into the Champions League. No. Listen, I think. Oh, we lost Nick. He must have. Oh, sorry, man. I must have upset him. Okay, look. Here's my thinking. Okay, right. Unless we make if we win Europa, we get into the Champions League. And obviously, that comes with itself. We attract good players, so that's a plus. However, I don't want another year in Europa League. Right, I'd rather us sit out of it, concentrate on the league, focus on that 150%, all right, and then come back and just get into the Champions League via the league position. Sometimes you have to go back to go forward.
I can't see it. I can't. Arsenal in cup competitions are A stars compared to Premier League. We're rock bottom. I can't see us. I can't see us winning enough games, or not drawing enough games, or losing enough games to even be top 8.
I don't see it either.
We've got nothing.
And the thing is, I don't think the cup competition is to blame, because we got knocked out of the FA Cup early, and we didn't play Europe since November, and so we literally had no UEFA Cup anyway. So he had time to focus on the Premier League, and we've all seen how that's gone. It's not gone very well. So for me, like, I literally feel like he is not the correct man for the job, and he hasn't made the most of his resources, because we've actually done the spending. We've spent a lot of money, like big contracts to big players, and West Ham are doing a lot more with a lot less. You know what I mean? Look at the teams above us. Leicester haven't gone crazy with their spending. West Ham haven't gone crazy with their spending. Like, these are teams that are been well managed, play good football, and are winning. What's his excuse? What can we actually say is the excuse? Like, it's down to Arteta.
That would yeah, I agree with you 150%, and that may kind of go into my thinking that next season, if we don't win Europa and we're not in the Champions League, for me it's Champions League or I don't want Europe, right? Okay, if we come out of Europe, we can play a settled 11, or have a settled 13, 14, 15, or whatever.
It's about the finance. We need the money.
No, but what my thinking is, right? I reckon the players that we have, right, we should be a top 16, right? A top 16, right? And if we have a settled team, okay, we should be, listen, right now, if you look at the table, West Ham are 4th. You know what I mean, right? If you look at their first 11, they've got a settled first 11 that they play week in, week out, pretty much. And the only reason why they change players is probably to do with injuries or whatever. That's the only reason why they're changing there. They know their first 11. We need to get that. Do you remember, right? Once you have, can either of us wheel off a 1 to 11 what our strongest 1 to 11 would be? I can't do it.
I can. I think I can easily, because I know what.
Okay, go. I'd like to hear this. I'd like to hear this. And I bet you any money you'd have a debate on your hands on that first 11. And that's the problem.
The problem is Arteta has favourites, okay? Because no matter how bad Bellerin plays, he's still going to... And he's part of Arteta's first 11. Boom, for me, strike one. Arteta, that Bellerin should not be part of your first 11.
So go. Let's hear your first... I want to hear your 1 to 11.
Okay, so Leonard in goal, Cedric right back.
Yeah,
I'll have Holding and Mari is my centre back pairing. The others have been too inconsistent.
That's straight away. I'm on to you there, but go ahead, keep going.
The reason being, red cards. The others have been ill-disciplined and have cost us games. They've literally lost us games by performances. Tierney will be in there. Then I'll have Partey and Danny Ceballos, Smith Rowe, Saka, right? Aubameyang and Lacazette. That should be the team that is starting every single week. It's not the. Don't get me wrong. I don't think it's but it's the best team. But the problem is, he has his little favourites. He loves Xhaka. He loves Xhaka. I don't know why. Partey can be fit. Danny can be fit. Everyone else can be fit. But Xhaka, it seems like he's going to start regardless, no matter what. Red cards and all, he's going to start. And this is the issue that I have with Arteta. He doesn't pick. Remember the team that started winning against Chelsea? He lucked into that. He lucked into it. Suspensions, injuries, and coronavirus got him Smith Rowe and Saka in the same team. He stumbled upon that. That wasn't his great managerial expertise.
Travis, I agree with you 100%. Obviously, apart from the first 11. And therein lies your point. I'll bet you any money Carl's got a different 1 to 11 to what you just named. I definitely got a different 1 to 11. The last time I can name our 1 to 11 was the 2003 to 2004 season. Okay, that was the one last time I could name our 1 to 11. Right. Throughout then, I know it's a squad game, or whatever, but you can name Liverpool's 1 to 11 today.
I'm basing it on stats though. What I'm basing it on stats. I'm basing it on chances created. I'm talking about the GX scores when players are in the actual team. Aubameyang scored 5 goals in the league. Lacazette scored his goals. I'm talking about that is our most winning team, winning team. Tierney's the most chances created in the team. Like the team I picked has created more goals and conceded less goals than any other team. So statistically, the team that I've just said is the best team on paper, but I know football's more than paper. So I picked the best performers, and Bellerin errors have led to defeats. And he should be nowhere near this team. I hate Bellerin. I'm sorry. I know he's probably a lovely guy. He does the trees and the charities and he dresses well, but I'm sorry, I'm judging you on your profession. Bruv, you are dry. Terrible. Terrible. I'm not having him at all. He's a manifestation of everything I hate about the current Arsenal team. Not good enough. A good player, and I should love him. He's the oldest Arsenal serving player, but he's just not good enough. And we don't have the money to upgrade him, so he's probably going to be here for another 2 or 3 years. That's what upsets me even more. I'm done.
Jez, I've got to mention a little quick one. FTB Sports has done a little shirt giveaway. I'm going to put it up on the page here for our followers. Please like and subscribe and get your chance to win a football shirt of any of your you're choosing. You know, we love all your comments and your feedback, and please like and subscribe and click that share button. We've got a comment here, Travis. Do you want to touch on that?
So yeah, how can you compare Moyes, Rodgers to they're more experienced managers? Yes, they got more of their scores, but you big money spenders have flopped. Pepe and William. Yeah. I can blame Arteta because I think he's been in the job long enough. I think I've touched on this before, but he's made some key decisions that I fundamentally don't agree with. When we had no creativity, he froze out Ozil. He got rid of Torreira and Guendouzi, and we were stuck with El Nini, who was originally going to go out, be sold or disregarded. Those are big issues. The fact that he was super, super critical of Pepe's performances anytime he had a dip in form or played poorly. I'm not saying he didn't play form. He would be hooked out of the team in a blink of an eye. And then you had other players who were giving us 4 or 5 out of 10 performances week in, week out, but still were the first names on that team sheet. So I can compare him to Arteta because he is managing one of the biggest clubs in the world, in my opinion. So it's only fair that I compare him to the other Premier League managers. Like who else am I supposed to compare him with? Like someone in the Championship. So that's my rationale. And he's had an increased role. So he was one of the people, along with Edu, they have the oversight to sign players. He signed Willian. Okay. So that's his flop. And the way he's dealt with Saliba to me was shocking. He did not make UEFA Cup squad. Are you kidding me? And the goalkeeper, I forgot what his name is, made it. And the fact that he's not used Balogun at all. I saw more in Balogun's performance in 15 minutes than I've seen from Aubameyang and Lacazette this season. He was explosive. He held up the ball really well. His movement was great. He took his goal well. Where has he been? I mean, it's not like we've got so much to play for. You couldn't bring him on the bench. And Nketiah is there every week smiling on the bench like, hey, what's up? What's up, hey? And that's my issue with Arteta. Because Moyes and Rodgers would not be making these mistakes. And I'm sorry, you do not get the chance to learn. You do not get the chance to learn and fall and stumble at Arsenal. You either win or you get the hell out of our club.
Yeah.
I hear that. Right, gents, we're going to bring it to an end here. That's a good 45-minute discussion.
Still more questions than answers, isn't it, today?
Still
more questions.
It's out there, man. People can see it. You know, we're not happy as fans.
Not happy. Arteta, you're in my bad books, bro. You're in my bad books now.
I think we've got more problems before it gets better. And to be honest, next season is more looking at reality of no European football than ever for the first time in how many years would that be?
Long time.
That must be a good 30 odd years. Because we've had some form of European football, and that's happened under Arteta's tenure.
Final nail in the coffin, some would say.
I'd just say I hope Kroenke's back pocket starts getting a little burning hole in it.
Listen, I never want. That's the thing. I never want Arsenal to leave. I wouldn't ever, wish that Arsenal lose whatever. But all I'm gonna say is that if Kroenke's feeling a little bit of a pinch, in his pocket because of results, let's hope that he
splashing.
Exactly.
Get some money back.
Asking, okay, look, what's needed? Is a new manager needed? And they might say, no, okay, this is what's needed. The playing staff is what's required. How much is it going to take to do that? Okay, we haven't got that much, but I might be able to give you something near that. I don't know. Hey,
I feel that. Right. Gents, thank you for that.
Thank you. Thank you everyone for watching.
Cheers, guys. Bless.
Thank you.